Okay, welcome back to part 3, the 4 power provinces of Ireland, brought to you by Energia, proud sponsors of the All-Ireland League. Each week we bring you a representative from one of Ireland's club teams, and this week we are delighted to be joined by City of Armagh Rugby Club's Willie Faloon. Willie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Not a bother. Trimby's been lining you up over the last few days, so I gather you have no clue what you're supposed to be doing on this show whatsoever.
No, he's given me nothing. He barely replies to my texts, to be honest.
Trimby.
I was very concerned, actually. Usually we'd send an episode of last week, or the YouTube link of last week, but it was Dennis Fogarty, and it could be very misleading. He just did Decky Kidney impressions for about 20 minutes.
I don't have any of those, so sorry.
Ali, I thought if I had to send you that, then you mightn't have turned up. But so Willie Faloon, ex-Connacht and Ulster player, you moved away from rugby and went. Did you go straight into coaching with Armagh, Willie?
Yeah, so it overlapped a little bit with my last year. I was assistant down at the club with Brian McLaughlin, and then I've just stayed on then for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so
is he head coach? Brian McLaughlin's head coach?
He was head coach for 2 seasons.
Wow, that's a serious head coach to have. Is he one of the reasons why? Like you've done quite well over the last few years, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Like I think he took the rough edge off a lot of the boys, like, you know, and put in an awful lot of work, like the hard work that it would have taken somebody like Brian to do, to be honest.
Mm.
Yeah, you've took a step back though in the last couple of years, Willie. You're still involved with the club, but you're head coach for what, 3 years? Did you say?
Yeah, head coach for the last 3 years, but I've kind of just changed role just to shake it up a little bit. So Chris Parker's come in and he's heading it up, and I'm looking after forwards and trying to lend in some experience where I can.
Yeah, you fancied kind of just freshen things up a little bit, or you just fancied a change of scenery, did you?
Yeah, like, you know yourself, the boys do get sick of listening to the same people, like, so Chris has got some great ideas, and I just wanted to see where he would go with it as well. So he was shaping up to do a good job this season, but ultimately we haven't got to see that yet.
Yeah, it's tough coming into an environment like that, and then COVID. How's he coping, or how's the club coping more generally? Everybody keeping in touch, everybody staying positive.
Yeah, very much so. Like on WhatsApp, obviously we haven't got to meet up too much recently. We had a couple of weeks in November where we were able to come out and train in pods, and like that was just games, and you know the lads needed that for like just because their social life would generally revolve around the club a lot. They obviously see each other so much, but even outside of rugby, they would spend time together as well. So Tuesday, Thursday nights, and it was fitness and games and stuff, but you know it was done with a smile on face, and it was brilliant because we haven't had an awful lot of it.
Armagh is a club that is known, yes, on the pitch, yes, but definitely off the pitch for the social side of things. I've been down to Armagh on a number of occasions, and there's a couple of lads lead the way down there. I'd say there. Have you been to Armagh, Barry?
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've had a great time there, haven't we, Dermy?
Yeah,
we've been a few times. Yeah. Go on. Go on. I'm just nodding in agreement.
You've been South Armagh. You've been in Bandit country. Playing gigs.
We have. Yeah, we've done loads there, but we've been in City of Armagh as well a few times. Had the crack there as well. I don't think I've ever played a game there. Might have coached there. My brain is a bit weird from about 2010, 2015. But I had some great night outs there. Jeez.
There's a few big characters there, Willie. How are they coping with the isolation and kind of COVID in general?
Some of them have taken up different jobs. They've looked for the rush somewhere else. Like James Morton's found himself out riding horses now, and I think he'd be honestly safer on a rugby pitch at this stage because he falls off every week. So he is, and I think he's been in hospital more this time than he had last season with the rugby. So yeah, different people are looking at different things. I think the lads are up mountains every other day pretty much, and yeah, they're missing rugby, but they're finding other things.
Willie, one of the things I remember about you and mentioning Jimmy Morton, he's the same sort of fella. Like you're both fighters. Like you both like You both like a wee box. And,
I have no idea. Maybe Jane.
So, Barry, for your Willie and Ian Whitten would be good mates. Would you still keep in touch with Dizzy?
Yeah, I talked to Dizzy. I know what time because he's very hard to get.
I'm sure he's busy winning European Cups and Premierships and raising a family. But yeah, Dizzy said you got to watch Willie on a night out, because after a few beers, he puts his hands into his pockets and he looks like he's minding his own business. But Dizzy goes, that's when it's all about to kick off. That's still a cue, Willie.
That is not me at all, and it never was. I don't know where Ian got that one. He must have been looking in the mirror, so he was.
I asked the one person I know that knows you, and that's Sean Henry, former Munster and Connacht hooker, who I know you were a housemate, and he sent me back this wonderful text message. All-time gentleman, top housemate, card shark, one of my favourite players to play with and probably the toughest. Such a shame about his foot. Legitimate cowboy, once rode a horse into his sitting room during a house party.
That's true. Only it wasn't me, it was my brother. But
rode a horse into a house party. Was it your own horse?
It wasn't. It was my brother's horse. It was wee Bob. We were at the final at Twickenham, and my parents had gone away over to watch me, and my brother had a house party, and yeah, somehow the horse got from the field into the kitchen. It had a cowboy hat on, and I think it had 1 or 2 beers before it left.
Oh, that is gold. So you're a card shark as well. You'll agree to that one.
Yeah, I'd say guilty to that one, but I don't know about the other one, Trimby, to be honest.
You have a few strings to your bow, Willie. Anyway, yeah. And so, what's keeping you busy then outside Armagh at the minute?
So DIY, built a house there, and I'm hoping to get it finished over the lockdown here, so I never have to decorate or paint or do anything like that again, because it's been a long slog, and I'm still out in the farm. I bought a horse there, so I broke it in, and I take it out every day, so that's my exercise.
Class. Wow. Do you miss the rugby?
Like Sean Henry says.
Yeah, legitimate cowboy. Do you miss the rugby?
I do, yeah. Like I planned to play a bit this year. I played a couple of games in pre-season, just for the twos in Armagh. Again, that was maybe part of my reason to take a bit of a step back, just to play a bit of social rugby, because you miss it so much, and it's been 4 or 5 years since I played, and the same things that I love about it are still there, like, you know. And it's not the actual rugby, probably. It's with the lads and having a bit of crack.
So that's your club. That's you grew up playing with that club, and it's that's one of the reasons why you want to get back as well. I presume that I always wanted to go back and play with Bows, because it's the club I started with, and I would have loved to have gone back and played with them at the end. But is that one of the reasons as well?
Yeah, like I suppose for me at this stage, like it's more for the fun, like, but. Anything I can impart to the lads as well, like, it's going to make us more successful. Like, again, it can only be positive for them, like, you know. And it is a club that is looking to push on, and we've been working very hard off the field with our club development, and the fact we haven't been in the clubhouse has allowed building works and that development to go ahead, and, you know, we are trying to push on. So yeah, if I can give anything back on the pitch too, be happy days. Have
you played 1A before? Has City of Armagh been in 1A?
No, 1B is the highest we've been. We were even playing junior rugby not that long ago, 6-7 years ago. So
wow, it's incredible. Yeah,
we have pushed on in the last few years.
Currently top of 1B due to alphabetical order, which is
yes.
We'll take that. Yeah, it's great. It's great to see clubs coming out of junior rugby and climbing so fast. Would you have any players that would go on to represent Ulster, or is that one of the reasons why you've been so successful that you hold on to a lot of your players?
Yeah, like, we're that little bit further out from Belfast and stuff, and maybe sometimes the players don't get the recognition they deserve. But yeah, I think we've a good youth setup, and we've some pretty talented players coming through now, and they're young enough, and hopefully they will get their opportunities. because again, once you get your club up there, you are going to get the players coming in, and you want to see them push on and make that next step up.
Do you see much of a crossover between Gaelic footballers and rugby players underage up there? Is there many of them that play both?
Yeah, we would have a lot of guys that would play football in the summer, and again, even with the COVID this year, the season's starting a little bit later. They played a little bit more football, and to be fair, they come back in great shape, so they did, and they were ready for a rugby season. But yeah, we would have a lot of guys who would play both, and it stands to them, like, you know, their skill level just from playing two different sports is just very different from guys that maybe just play the one.
Yeah, I mean that's surely got to be one of the reasons why you've seen success as well. Is it the GAA has kicked on so much in terms of their professionalism and the shape those guys are. We've a good few mates now who play in Armagh, and they're in incredible shape, but they love their rugby as well. Play, you know, really passionate football players, but love their rugby.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, no, around the whole county there is that good feeling, like, and we would use the football gym at times, and again, we do, because just for the facilities that they have, it's brilliant to be able to get in there and again drive us on a little bit.
Brilliant. Any what are your fondest memories of Trimby then, playing with or against him?
Trimby,
racking your brain.
His football field is something to behold. Any sort of one-touch games or two-touch games, he's very, very good. So probably something like that. If you can imagine it, like a Bambi on ice or a giraffe on ice,
just hoofing it, puncturing it.
I knew it. I didn't. I was never told. I just knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah. It's not his. Yeah, it's not his thing. He's good at other things. Trimby, you're good at other things.
It's across the bear, boys. Not a good footballer.
We all have one.
Yeah. Anyway, Willie, listen, great to catch up with you. Great to hear you're doing well, and the club's doing well, and everybody's staying positive and looking forward to getting back to normal. Hopefully, in a few months, whenever we all get sorted and the apocalypse is over, and we get back to
riding horses into house parties. That's what I want.
We hope that continues.
Yeah. measure of
more
normality.
of that.
If you don't have a horse at your house party, it isn't a real house party.
Nice one, Willie. Great to catch you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks a million, man. Cheers. Take care. Good luck.
Thanks, Willie.
Bye.